Just trying to get this camera right. I got a professional camera person with me today. It's Smiley. You know, with the side, when you see me do the videos at home, you have that big sign behind me, I love Smiley. That's Smiley taking the photo today. So we're trying to figure this out. I usually do selfies. So, but actually, we're coming up to New York on the bus. That's how we get to New York City. My son has a big party last night we were at because he's getting married soon. It was great fun. But what I found in 5 minutes online, on the internet, on the bus, I started my own travel agency. Anybody could do it. There's a new website called, here it is, trvl.com. And actually, this just started, and it's from a guy in Holland, I think, that big multi-millionaire guy just made a bundle by selling his last website to Apple Computer. So this guy's been around the track, he knows something. But it's very interesting. It's a way to make money as a travel agent. I don't know, if you go to travel nowadays, you go online. You don't call a travel agent, right? And you go online, you try to find a hotel that's real cheap, and it usually takes 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour or so to find the deal. Well, what you do now is, see, because on these sites, what they have, the hotel and the airlines, everybody gives the site like 20%. So what they're doing now on this TRVL, you can become a travel agency. And you look at my site, because I did it. It took me 5 minutes to start it. And you put Lesko, lesko.trvl.com. That's my travel agency website. So I could book my own tours and make 10% profit on it. My friends make 10% of it. I mean, just think my church, a community group or something is going to travel. Well, then I book their tours too and find the deals or whatever and make 10%. I could give the money back to the church, right? Or make a little cash right on the side for friends. You could start a whole business doing this. I mean, it seems like a great way. It's brand new, so we really don't know, but it's free. That's the important thing. So you either book things, get friends to book things, find other people to book things or whatever, and you're getting 10%, and it costs you nothing to start. See, that's what's so neat about the internet. All these things now, ways to make money, it costs nothing to try. So I don't know if these things are good. You don't know if there's things that are good, but man, if you want some extra money, why the hell not just try it? I mean, just don't have 15 reasons why that doesn't work. Sure, you can probably take them 100, but there may be only one. You don't need it to work. So why not try it? Unless you have so much money, it doesn't matter. Then that's a different issue. But what I'm doing now is trying to show people extra sources of money. And if you go to lesko.com/research, that's where I do research. And I have a report now that shows you like almost 300 ways to get extra money in grants or opportunities like this. Like in that report now, I have over 140 different websites that you could make extra cash on that cost you nothing whatsoever. And that's what's neat. Either making money out of an extra bicycle you have sitting around doing nothing, or old clothes in the closet. There's so many ways now to make extra money, and it makes it easy because of the website. So like on this travel thing, they're handling all the money. You get a percentage. You get paid to like 30 or 60 days. You get your money, and you don't have to worry about any of the headaches of running a small business because they take all the headaches away. That's what the internet has done, is make everything simple now for the average person. Before you travel, you have to worry about money, you have to worry about customers, you have to worry about insurance. They do all of that, So you just sign up, and in 5 minutes, and you're in business, man. And then just try it. Why not? What do you have better to do in life? Instead of complaining about that, and I'm going to try these things. Nobody really knows what works, and particularly what will work for you. And that's the important thing. So you have to try it if this makes sense for you. You could think of 10 things or 10 reasons why it's stupid or won't work for you, but they're not real because you haven't tried it. That's the only way. I mean, you could tell you want to date somebody or whatever. You can say, oh, they're terrible because they have big feet or something. Like, you could always find an excuse, But until you go out with the person, then you can make a real decision. So that's what these opportunities are about. And that's what I'm trying to show people. There are opportunities out there, and you can dismiss them if you want, but the real way to get ahead in life is try things. Man, nobody really knows. And I know what you should not not do is nothing. So if you're doing nothing, you're never going to get anywhere. If you try things, man, they're all free anyway. So keep trying. It's sort of like dating. You keep trying until you find the right one. So the website again is trvl.com or lesgo.trvl, or my website is lesgo.com/research. And actually, if you go to lesgo.com/5free, I'll send you free of the 5 of the best free places to get free money and help on anything. Oh, we're in New York City, Whatever. And don't forget, at lesgo.com/5free, you can download my report that is pretty extensive about how I show you the best places to start to get money to do anything. And these are my best starting places for getting free money and help to do anything you want, okay? So that's at lesgo.com/5free, okay? Let's see, we got some people here. I think we got some people. Let's see, is the sign back here the right way? Can you read it? Or do I have to flip these? I have to make some changes on, the reverse. I don't know if you can, or let me know if you up to it, you want to tell me if that's true. But it's Friday afternoon, you all want to go home and start drinking or whatever you do on Friday afternoon. I can't see part of it. Oh, okay. How's that? But it is readable to you, correct? That's what I'm curious about, if it's readable. Yeah. If it's not, right. Yeah, okay, that's readable. Okay, hello, you're great, never heard. I see it, okay, never heard. Sorry. I can't, they go by so fast. And then also, if anybody out there knows how to see the chat after it's over, I haven't figured out on YouTube how to see the chat, what people ask me. So that's why if I don't answer a chat, get me at letsgofreeradio@gmail.com, okay? Now, today, or actually this time, I want to cover some items, some more items on real estate. So buying a house, fixing up a house, or become a real estate investor. That seems to still be a hot topic in our lives. I don't know, because Donald Trump set a big example for that or whatever. Actually, his first $1 million deal was with a government property in Cincinnati. Right. And that, his dad gave him that to play with or whatever. And that's what, grew his empire to what it is now, and so that's why I want to, before I go into about crowdfunding and peer-to-peer and other things that are on the internet to help you with buying houses and stuff, I want to tell you about another program that is a HUD program that if you're interested in being a real estate investor, and this is run at the local. Even though it's federal money, it's really run at the local government. So you got to find the local government that has it. And it's usually in your community development. So who's ever getting the community development money gets this money, and it's called the Home Investment Partnership Program. So you could Google Home Investment Partnership Program HUD, and you'll see a description of that program in what's called the Catalog of Federal Domestic Assistance. How do you like that? CFDA.gov. That's the database of all the major government programs, CFDA.gov. And in there is a description of something called the Home Investment Partnership Program. Okay, now that will tell you how they give money to local governments, okay, and it's usually a county government, sometimes a state, but then again, if the state will give it to the county, so it's different, it's a different office everywhere, so I don't know, there's 5,000 cities and counties or whatever it is in this country, so there's 5,000 places this money is going, but you got to find that, and see, then they give it to nonprofit organizations that want to build or fix up housing for low to moderate income people.
So if you wanted to be a developer, and that's what Trump did. He was in one of these programs that was running, housing for low to moderate income people. So these are people probably making up to $50,000 a year or so. And it's to get housing for those people. That's what a lot of these government programs are. So if you want to be a real estate investor, is start learning that system. And see, that, because it's government money, is supposed to be open. So theoretically, you could see somebody else's contract that already got the money and all that kind of stuff. Because anytime anybody touches government money, that becomes open to the public. It's not like private industry, anytime the government, I have a database. If you go to Big Data Lesco, okay, and you'll see .com, that's private, but I have a database there of all the people who got government money for their business in any way, and it's a database of millions and millions of people. So you can put in a zip code there and see who got the money. That's there. See, that's all public information. Anybody could see that stuff. Okay, now I want to also talk about how, for buying houses, fixing up houses, and things like that, that you could also use the internet. When I mean the internet is, the government's on the internet, but these are non-government. These are private organizations that are doing things, mostly platforms. See, that's what's happening. That's what's changing our society now, to me, is platforms. Because it's getting rid of the middleman. Okay, so now you could go like in peer-to-peer lending for buying a house, for finding a real estate investor, or any of these kind of financial opportunities or whatever, or money that you need, and it cuts out all the middlemen of the financial services industry. Because it's somebody in California has money to invest in anywhere, and you put your property on there and say, hey, I'm looking for investors in this, and it's all takes as a platform. Somebody figured out all this out on the platform to get rid of all this stuff. I mean, to me, the way to think of it is how, I don't know, if you get a cab, you used to get a cab, if you're old enough to remember taxis before Uber, you used to have to, you wait in the rain, nobody calls, so you call the taxi company, and they say, oh, they'll be there in 20 minutes, and they probably lie, and then they finally get there in 50 minutes or whatever, and then you have to pay them in cash and do all this kind of stuff. Well, now with things like Uber and Lyft and all these kinds of things, it's all on an app. You know exactly, you just press a button on your phone and you see that there's a taxi 2 minutes away and it'll be there and it goes right on your account. And see, it handles all the problems. So you don't need all those people in the middle to deal with all this stuff. The platform that handles all this, they take care of the insurance, they take care of everything. So that's why it's easier to be an entrepreneur. And it makes it easier to be a real estate investor or look for money to buy houses. Now, there's a bunch of websites that just, there's some that just specialize in real estate investing, So if you look at things like Realty Mogul, M-O-G-U-L, Realty, R-E-A-L-T-Y, mogul.com. And they hook up people who want to invest in real estate, people who are looking real estate investors or house flippers and all these kinds of things. And looking at they have 120,000 investors looking for deals. And they've created over $270 million of profit. I have a video interview with a woman who runs this thing too. Delightful lady. And there's other things. There's like 100 websites that do that now. 100 websites just for real estate investing. So if you want to be in the real estate business, you should know about these things. People, if you Google like even articles about house flippers and crowdfunding, and you'll see how people are using these, platforms, to get money, at a reasonable rate. And people that really just want investment, otherwise they'd be giving it to the bank, getting a low rate, you getting it from the bank at a high rate, and this way you cut out the middleman and everybody gets it cheaper. And all because of a platform. That's why the financial services industry, to me, you have to watch themselves. They're making so much money that they're probably blind to the fact that, the internet could put them out of business. And it won't happen overnight anyway, but in the long run. But plus, okay, so you have an internet. If you want to see all those 100 websites, and the big ones are like Peer Street, Real Crowd, Realty Mogul, Realty Shares, Acquire Real Estate, Lending Home, Roofstock, Patch of Land. Actually, if you go to the Real Estate Crowdfunding Review.com, the Real Estate Crowdfunding Review. That's a website that analyzes all these websites that are hooked up to real estate. So that's right. This is booming. I get notices all the time of even conferences just based on real estate investors and people looking for real estate money and all this kind of stuff. So it's a huge thing. So to get a like a big shopping list, because that's what you want, I think, to do anything, is not Google and find one. You want to see all, and somebody that reviews them all or whatever. The Real Estate Crowdfunding Review.com. Okay, and there's a big list there. Now for the individual, like you just need down payment money, or to put a roof on your house, or or fix up the bathroom. People are using crowdfunding for that. There's one that specializes just in house kind of real estate, and that's called FeatherTheNest.com. It's a cute thing. And actually, I have a video interview of her also, that site, and she's still around. Because some of the, crowdfunding, anything new in our society or something, a lot of people come and go out of the business. So you got to watch if they're still in business or all, because any new markets are sort of, feeling their way around. And, like in the beginning of the automobile industry, we had 100 manufacturers. Now we're down to 3 if we're lucky. At least in the United States. So it's the same with this. So that's Feather the Nest. Then there's another one called Honey Fund. That's a honeymoon fund. So if you, whatever. But actually, people are using traditional websites too for that. Things like, you can't use Kickstarter, but GoFundMe, Indiegogo, they have something called Generosity.com, Give Forward, You Caring. These are all websites that you could use to raise funds for a home, buying a home, fixing up a home, or whatever around the house, or paying back mortgages or whatever. There's another one that's really set up as a nonprofit called ModestNeeds.org. ModestNeeds.org. And that really helps people when they're in the financial trouble with their home. You have to be approved, and you do on most of these sites have to be approved. But they all don't cost you anything. All these sites, remember, all they're doing, they're making money by just getting a very small percent, usually 5, 15%, somewhere in there, usually around 10, of the money you get. So you go on these sites and it costs you nothing to try. So then if somebody's going to give you $100,000, what the hell, you give somebody 5-10%, because you got it. Where else are you going to get it? So that's why these things are important, and they're hooking up people that wouldn't even hook up. You're sitting in your hometown, you're going to 5 banks or whatever looking for money, and they all saying the same thing. They only give money to people who don't need money. That's typical of banks. So these are other people, who want to get in the business, and they want a little higher rate, and you want a little lower rate. And if you get rid of the middleman, then you can get a lower rate. They can get a higher rate. See, and that's what's cool about using the internet for all this. And peer-to-peer loans. These are cheaper loans too than you could get anywhere else. And there's dozens of those around now popping up, because there's a lot of fat cats with money always trying to squeeze another nickel out of these things. So that's what's going on. So not only is there government programs, then there's this other stuff where you could use the internet. These are internet programs, part of the shared economy, part of crowdfunding, part of peer-to-peer that you could use to buy property, fix up property, your own home, or become a real estate investor and be like Donald Trump. You'll be ahead of him because he doesn't use that crowdfunding money yet. He probably doesn't even know. He's still stuck on Twitter, isn't he? Let me go over why I think most of us aren't having fun in life, and why, what stops us? Why is it? We spend, most of our life at work somehow, in one way or another, and nobody's having fun doing it. So why is that happening? And that's what I've tried to identify, because I struggle with this thing all the time. So no matter what age you are, 16 or 61, how do you have fun every day? And I think a lot of it's the environment that we live in. So that's why I've been thinking about this, my whole professional life, and probably even before then. And now actually my work is really trying to help people to show there's options to have fun in life and earn a living. I think that's the key. Can you learn a living and have fun doing it? That's why I always, I envied people who were artists and dancers or singers, had some kind of talent they knew they had to do, because they just loved doing it. And when they go out and do it, man, then if they're really good, people pay them for it, right? But what about the rest of us? Who don't have that gift or whatever it is? I think there's ways for us, but we get trapped. That's what I see. Because I went through the whole process too, and I still fight it every day. How to not feel trapped in this society or whatever the hell's going on, in life, because we are influenced. We're human beings trying to fit in, and that's the other thing. I mean, to me, in the beginning, the biggest thing that stopped me from having fun was the fear of failure. Man, that overrode everything else in my life. That's why I went in the military and watched the war for a year or so, and got out and wanted to start a business, and they were all failing and everything. Got an MBA, my business was still failing and everything. God, but the neatest thing about actually failing was the realization nobody cares. Nobody cares if you fail. I used to think that if I failed at something, I'd walk around with a big F on my forehead. There goes Lesko, the failure. And after I failed a couple times, man, actually I have an MBA in computers back in the 70s. I even had a computer software company that failed. Man, I must be the only person in the world that failed in computer software. But thank God. Thank God, because the biggest thing that helped me going through that failure is to realize nobody really cares. Superficially they care, but everybody's so involved in their own life, they don't really care about anybody else. Or they pretend they do or whatever, but that's about it. Your brother-in-law will make fun of you at the next family picnic or something, and that's just 3 minutes of your time to deal with that. And that's why we have such a fear of failure. We're trying to do all these other things that people are telling us will work. And that's the other reason, besides feeling failure, I think number 2 is believe in experts. Man, that's the thing that you can't do either. Because especially nowadays, experts don't work anyway. Nobody knows what the hell. Man, look at Donald Trump. All the experts said, I don't know way he was going to be president of the United States, or even right before the crash on Wall Street, all the experts said, put your money, you call investment banker or somebody like, we'll invest your money in the Wall Street, and it went right down the toilet. Nobody really knows. So that's what we're listening to experts trying to do things, and that's another reason why we're not having fun. We're listening to everybody else out there, or your teachers, are telling you. Like I went to MBA school, and they were telling me how to start businesses and how to get the right corporations and the right board of directors and the structure of this and the power furniture and the accounting and the lawyers and all this kind of stuff. Man, when my 2 businesses failed, who won? The accountants, the lawyers, the guy who beat the fancy furniture from, all this kind of stuff. And I was on the street, And so the 3rd time, I figured, man, I'm not going to listen to these people. It didn't help me at all. To me, if you want to start something in this country, you don't have to worry about anything else except getting a customer. All the rest is detail. It doesn't matter. Everybody will scare the pants off you that you have to do all these things, but you don't. To survive in this life, you don't have to have the right. You don't have to be an LLC or a XYZ you just need a goddamn customer. That's the only thing you have to worry about. So getting rid of it, because actually if you're alone, you have 1,000 things to worry about. Everybody could give you 1,000 things you better worry about today, or you're not going to be a success. You'll go to a seminar and something, they'll say you 1,000 things that you're going to have to worry about, or you're going to be a failure. Shit, there's only one thing to worry about. It's getting a customer. And that's what you should concentrate all the time. And the other thing I think at least stopped me a lot was impressing others. Not me. I was choosing things that I think other people would think were cool, so they must be cool, right? If other people think so, whatever. And that's why do we have such big houses, big cars, or whatever? Most of that is to impress other people. So we're spending all our energy and time or whatever wasted on trying to keep with the Joneses or be ahead of the Joneses, whoever they are. We don't even know the Joneses anymore, right? And in the end of it, who cares? I could see on your grave, they're going, well, Lesko had a bigger house than anybody in the neighborhood. Greener grass, too. You want to be known for that? Okay, well then try to keep up with your neighbors. But no, we don't. I don't think so anyway. We want to give as much as we can. So that's it. Let's see, boy, I can't even read my writing here. And the media perpetuates that. All these things for success, So, you think, oh, and we have this envy. At least I do. I see somebody is successful and I'm not successful. Oh, why aren't I that way? And then I try to imitate that. Whatever, maybe I'll be successful too. And I think that's the least way to be successful, because it's really, we spend so much time thinking about what outside of us will help us be successful, instead of looking inside of us. It's the inside, that really makes us successful and have fun. Now, wouldn't it be great to get up and go to work every day and something you love doing? You do it for free. Just like if you were born to sing, right? Well, you wait to get up in the morning and sing, and then all of a sudden people throwing money at you. Wow, isn't that cool? Well, I think we all have something like that in us, and our duty in life is to find that. But it's all sort of more selfish motivated. We're looking for jobs that are going to give us something that they can't. Because they're trying to fulfill their dream, not your dream. And if you fit in, fine. But you spend your life trying to please somebody else to do them, and they're growing and not you. That's the thing. Working for a lot of other people is really, it's not getting the best out of you, right? So most of us work in organizations. We hate it. Why? Because it's most of the time a meeting, going nowhere, and people take advantage of it. I mean, people don't care about employees anymore. They're not secure jobs or anything. So that's what I try and do, is show people how you don't have to put up with that. And you don't have to do it overnight, but these are the kinds of things that, if you don't feel appreciated at work, I mean, then what else will make you grow? Like in a loving relationship at home. Man, if your spouse doesn't appreciate you, that's a long marriage. That's a long walk in the park, isn't it? You want to feel appreciated. So we go and work in these organizations now. Man, they don't care. They're run by some fat cat in Wall Street, who all of a sudden needs to make a bigger quarter dividend or whatever, and they lay off 500 people. So are you really appreciated? No, you're doing it for $1. And that's it. So it's sort of empty. It's sort of like an empty love. So why can't the rest of our professional life be like the personal life we want, where we want to give as much as possible? In our personal life, right, we want to find a mate that we could just pour that love into, right? We can love harder than anything else in the world. So why don't we spend another 8 hours at home, 8 hours at work? So how about that 8 hours at work? Spending that, loving it so much so we can grow that side of us too. Now, I think that's the ideal life. And that's what I've, in my 2 failures, what got me to there is, God, I was doing all these things and I wasn't having fun. And so I said, God, this time at least I'm going to have fun. And I still have to fight it every day. That's why I wound up with the question mark suits and everything like that, because that becomes my best part. See, we all have a chance to do that. Sure, we can't do it overnight. We can't change everything. But there's steps we could take, little steps at a time, But we all get caught in, like, well, I mean, it's so funny, so, well, it was good enough for my folks, it's good enough for grandma lived that way, and grandpa lived that way, and my father and mother lived that way, so I could live it. Just, bite the bullet and put up with it, And sure, there are times you have to do that in life, of course. You have to be self-sufficient and not be a burden on society and create income, but there's lots of ways to do that. Now, there's lots of options in our life now. It's just identifying them and taking advantage of them and being creative enough to see how it affects you. I mean, I was giving speeches over in Shanghai just last year, to people who were up, who were entrepreneurs, starting businesses and everything. And when I couldn't get over, I mean, it's an exciting place, that people, I give a talk about this, about having fun in life or whatever, and they would come up to me, these people who were just like one generation off the farm. So the farmers, they're sort of like the immigrants here, that come and they work their butt off in the fields or whatever, send the kid to college and they make them study hard and get all the degrees and whatever and start a business. And they're coming up to me doing everything their parents want them to do, and they say, I'm not having fun at all. that they felt dying somewhat inside. And it occurred to me, maybe because they're only one generation away from being in the fields or whatever, that they could see how this so-called ultimate of capitalism, how to live, there's some sadness to living that way, and they see it better, I think, than in our country, who we've been industrialized for so many years, we don't even know, well, that's the way everybody lives. Everybody lives miserable all day. Yes, you go to a miserable job the whole your life, retire and die. What else should you do? And oh my goodness, why, why do we live that way? See, there's also other ways to make that happen. That other thing. You can't do it overnight, but you can't get trapped into the thing that, he only beats me on weekends, so I'm going to stay in the relationship or the job or whatever it is. Boy, it's a responsibility, I think, to find options in life. And now I think more than any other time in our history, are there these options in life? I mean, to start small businesses, to start ideas. I mean, now, if you have an idea, you could create a website for 20 cents. In my generation, it took $200,000, to have a store and things like that. But now it doesn't. Now, if you need extra spending money in most cities, you could drive for Uber for a day and make $50 to $100, just instantly almost by just signing up on their app. So there's other ways to be more flexible. But what's harder is to find what you really want to do. And that's the key. And no one knows the magic to that, and except by failing. See, so if you're afraid to fail, then you'll never find what it is, because it's different for all of us. We're all trying to go to experts, tell us what to do, and then we'll do it. Just like school, right? School is easy. Read this chapter, take this test on the chapter, you know what's going to be on the test. Just that chapter, study the hell out of it. Life's not that way. You can work your butt off and study your ass off, and still the test is going to be different, right? And that's the important thing, is that, so you don't know what the answers are. Nobody knows what the answers are. We're trying to get answers from other people, and they don't know either. But they want to pretend they know, because then they could charge a lot. You could charge a lot more if I pretend I know the secret ingredient or whatever, and just come to my $500 seminar. And that's silly. You have to figure out what is your secret ingredient. And that's the key, I think, to happiness, is finding how you could take what's special about you and give it as much as you possibly can in the environment that you want to do it. It's not easy. You have to try and fail and whatever, but the hardest part is not getting sucked into something that is sort of okay. I think that's the hardest thing. There are times you have to do that, in life, certainly, but for a long stretch, I think it's almost an obligation, to keep finding that as a part-time job or whatever. Find that. Try these things. I always wanted a business. I always wanted to become a consultant, or whatever. So for the price of 20 cents, you could be one. what's available on the internet nowadays to be able to do that. And I think, the unhappiness of life and the joyfulness in life only comes if you're joyful about what you're doing every day. If you're not joyful about what you're doing every day, how could you spread joy? There's no way. I feel so guilty that I enjoy what I'm doing so much, and it allows me to be comfortable dressing like this and trying to share that joy every second I can. What could be better? I don't need a bigger house or more suits or anything. It's really just trying to help people find that in them. I didn't know I had something special, and it wasn't special in school. People would tell me my pain in the ass like this, jumping around all the time, would just get me thrown out of class. So they're all beating me up all the time until I failed at everything else they were telling me was the biggest gift I got in society. And now there's cheap ways, free ways to try and test any idea you want. And there's unique ways of doing it. There's platforms on the internet, whether it's getting a new part-time job remotely or having some opportunity, or go work for a nonprofit because that's the kind of work you want to do. Volunteer for nonprofits, Dan, right? And learn a job you want. Exactly. That's what Dan is saying there, that you could volunteer somewhere. So you spend a day, a week, a month, or whatever to learn. You want to be a chef? Man, just go to a restaurant and say, hey, let me come in and clean the kitchen on Saturdays, just to see what the hell it is going on. There's so many ways. And the thing I think why it's so much more important now is because we're living so long. Man, look, I'm 73 or something like that, 74, and I feel I have at least 20 more years. In my generation growing up, grandma and grandpa died in their 60s. So I could live 20, 30 more years longer than them. That's 2 more careers maybe. See, we all have that. There's no reason to stop, no reason to wait, no reason to do anything like that. And that's what I love helping people to do. And there's no magic to it. There's no single way to do anything. Take courses and figure out this. They're guessing too. Everybody's guessing. Just follow this guy, your heart. Take one step forward, try it. And it'll probably fail, but it'll lead you to another step you didn't even think about. And that's where it happens. And then that will fail, then it'll lead to something else, and that will help. And now with money to stop you from doing any of that, I think that's ridiculous too. But I'm biased, and that's what I try to show people. Alternative sources of money for all those things. And now there's universities that are legitimate. You can practically get a degree for free if you want. You go to your local workforce development office and to take a short course program for a trade, that's available for free. And that's in every county in the United States. It's just that they don't advertise. What we know about are the things that advertise, and that's what leads our life. And all that stuff is just other people trying to get your money. You don't have any, so don't bother with them. And all it does is get you into bigger debt, and it takes the life out of you because you think then you need money to do anything, but you don't. And that's the key in life. So it's no magic, believe in your own magic, and just plan on failure. Anybody could plan for success, right? No, go out and try shit. Just plan on it, fail. What am I going to do next? Then that takes the sting out of failing. Like walking up to a date. What am I going to do if she says no, right? No. Yeah, see, I thought so. No problem. But if you don't ask, you'll never know, right? And if I could help you in any way, what I'm doing, my YouTube videos, I got like 2,000 of these now, and if you go on BigDadaLesco.com, you can see all of them there, or my YouTube site, and sign up there. And also, if you're looking for research, what I'm doing a lot of custom research for people, so it's lesco.com/research. And what I'll do, like, I'll find 200 sources of money and help for you to start a business or a nonprofit in any city in this country. So I got that research thing, or also 300 places to get free money to live on while you're doing something else. You know, and this is all local, and it takes me a long time to research this stuff, but it's fun finding programs that I could share with people. And then one on housing, and that seems to be the most popular. I could find 100 places of money and help for you to buy property, fix up property, or become a real estate investor in any city. See, they're different. All these programs are different in every city. That's why I can't do big directories anymore. It'd be bigger than the cloud. So I got to focus on finding just the ones where you live. And it's fun doing that. Or we could talk. Lesco.com/talk. And I'm helping a lot of people that way, and to get through roadblocks in their mind, you know, and put things together. Like I helped this little bakery the other day who was trying to think of a way to you know, grow their business, because business was going downhill. They were a downtown bakery somewhere, and I said, well, heck, you go to a local senior center, you know, nursing home, and you do birthday cakes for everybody's birthday. So when they have a birthday, you come in with one of your big birthday cakes. But you do a fundraiser with the senior center to raise money for the birthday cakes. So now you have a crowdfunding campaign, you know, in the whole community where you live, you know, about how this neat thing you're doing contribute to the senior center birthday cake crowdfunding campaign. So everybody senior could get like their last big birthday cake or whatever in life. You know, see, there's creative ways to do so many things in life without spending money, and that's the key. Because the more money you spend, the faster you're gonna have to get another job you hate. And there's lots of them out there, so be careful. So, okay, what I want to talk about is training. I mean, the training programs that are out there. I mean, the problem, nobody has a great job anymore, and it's all screwed up, and the jobs are changing, and life is changing. And guys, you know what I heard? You know, so you know the QR code. Is that what you call it, Smiley? Yeah, you know the QR code that you slap on and, you know, it goes right into your bank account or something when you go to Starbucks and stuff like that? Well, the beggars in China have that on their little bowls where they beg for money. They have a QR code. So you can just go by the people begging on the street and swipe your iPhone by it and donate to the beggars. They got QR codes. That's right. They're really, you know, people say they're not a threat. Man, they are, man, no matter what they do. So that's right. There are so many people who do it. But, you know, that's fine, good or bad or whatever. But actually, it's training what we need. You know, I believe, you know, to get good jobs or whatever, or even work for yourself, or, you know, the old jobs, you know, trying to get a factory job at $100 grand a year. I mean, there may be a few around, but I don't think it's a growth industry. There's other things that are growing that you have to pay attention for. So I'm going to give you 5 websites that will help you with all that stuff. Whether you're looking for a job, looking for extra money, looking for a part-time job, or you want to get skilled for a new career or something like that. Like here's a wonderful, and this is really supported by the federal government. It's been up for a year or two. It's called techhire.org. Techhire, TECHHIRE.org. Okay, what they do is train you in technology for free. Right, it's in a whole bunch of cities now. So find out if it's in a city near you, and you go to techhire.org, and you go put /communities, and you'll see all the communities it's at, and you'll see, like, here's some samples. Now, this guy had a $10 an hour truck driver job, okay? So he went to this Techhire thing, you know, and he doubled his salary with a 22-week course. So a 22-week free course, doubling his salary. Okay, this is another woman who's 29 years old, couldn't break out of a low-paying, you know, customer service job. So she took a year-long tuition-free training program for women, and now works as a web developer, earning double her previous salary. See, that kind of thing. See, with the skills, you can command that. Particularly if you're going to work for somebody else. If you don't work for somebody else, then that's different. There's other ways to make money. But if you want to work for somebody else, get that training. Okay. After losing my job, here's another guy said, Bruce doesn't have his age. He looks like an old guy. Bruce, he lost his job and his home. Tech Guy, our training program, helped me retrain so I could transition into the tech industry. Now I have a successful IT career at the University of Kansas Hospital, making $36.50 an hour. $36.50 an hour. Man, so techhire.org. Look at that. Now, don't forget all these things that I do mention, they may or may not work for everybody, and that's what you got to investigate. That's what it is. And to me, when you investigate, that leads you to something else you never even knew about. See, that's how life works. You don't go a one line, oh, here's the answer, and you go right over it. No, that leads you to another step. And then you see something you never even realized that was there. That's the important thing, and that's how life is fun and exciting. Okay, here's another one. Paid IT internships to double your salary and no IT credentials. So they're giving out internships that pay. These are not these rich kids internships, that kind of stuff. These are internships that pay. And then at the end of the intern, you're doubling your salary. Actually, at the labor force, at your workforce development center in your county, they have something like that, but not for IT. Some are IT. God, what's the name of that thing? I'll think of it later. But apprenticeship program, that's their apprenticeships. There's a lot of apprenticeship for skilled laborers and things like that make big money. I mean, 50 grand, 60, 80 grand a year is nothing in these skilled labor, things now in apprenticeship. But this is, go to blog.launchcode.org. Blog, B-L-O-G, launchcode, LAUNCHCODE.org. See, all the stuff I'm giving you is .org or .com, .gov. Try to stay away from .com because you don't have the energy to check it out if they're just slick-talking salesmen. Those type. You got to be careful of those slick-talking salesmen, right? But that's what they do here. And that's what... Go there, get a job, build your skills, and it's an apprenticeship. So they get you a job while you're learning, and that's what's neat about apprenticeship job. It's not sitting in the classroom all day. You're working something. So that's why you can also go to your workforce career one-stop center in your county and ask about the apprenticeships in your state where they train you in something really of value. They would be training you if it's not a good career. The ones that, places where you have to pay for the training, man, that they're not really in demand because you got to pay. If they're paying for you, that means they need the workers. That's right. Everybody that goes to these schools that are training you, costing money to train and everything, that means who the hell knows you're going to get a job or not. Okay, free help to triple your chances of getting hired with no degree and outperform your coworkers by 78%. Now, this is an interesting website. I just ran into it. It's called learnup.com. LEARNUP.com. Now, it's a .com because what it looks like is the farm league for the big retailers out there. So this is where they're hiring from now. But it costs you nothing to do. And that's why the people who go through this system, because they take you a little hand by hand so they don't throw you down at this big company and apply for it. No, they're going through this little farm system. And the farm system is free. And you have you triple your chances of getting hired. Triple! That's 300% more! So that's a triple threat, right? So that's it. Okay, that's learn, LEARN, up.com. Okay, so that's sort of interesting. Now here's interesting I don't know about you, but when my kids took the SATs and stuff like that, we all worry about taking these SATs and things like that. And the training, the money we spend on training for SATs, hundreds, you can spend $500, $1,000 or whatever, or even more to prepare for taking the SATs. Okay, now there's free. Actually, you could save $190 an hour by taking the free one. Here's a free college SAT prep course. See what's happening now in education. We're finding out that you don't need a teacher. Psst, psst, don't tell the teachers, okay? Psst, psst. You don't need a teacher. We could, you just need it for certain times that you're stuck or whatever. That's it. The rest of it, the computer does even better. I mean, there's studies now too that show people are even moving so fast through classes by just taking the whole course on the computer or whatever. Well, this is an SAT prep, by the computer. And Khan, I don't know if you heard of Khan Academy. KHANAC, and then the word academy, ACADEMY.org. Remember .org? You want to do that. So they have a lot of stuff there. But test prep, you're looking for test prep / SAT. So Khan Academy, KHANACADEMY.org / test - prep / SAT. Okay. See, now you're going to spend, you're going to save hundreds of dollars preparing for your SAT or your kids or whatever. Man, no, you go through that thing, and that's free. And this is one of the most famous computer education, companies or whatever they are. They're a nonprofit or something similar to that, that are educating people all over. Khan Academy. They just teach you stuff, man, and it's so wonderful. You take a Khan Academy course and you'll see how you could learn anything. It's just something magic this guy who started this did. But now you could save hundreds of dollars on the SAT class. Okay, now, but also you want to learn anything, man, that you said, Jane, if I only knew a little bit algebra, I could maybe do a little better in my job. So you could go to maybe the local, take from a tutor or something like that, charge hundreds of dollars or whatever, or go to the community college and take a course in algebra. Or, again, you go to Khan Academy, KHAN Academy.org. They have every subject you want. And again, you listen to the testimonials on people who take these courses. It's phenomenal. I mean, you just... people, the testimonies of the kids are going to classes, at a big expensive university, can't learn bupkis, and they take one of these Khan Academy classes and they learn it all. I mean, they have it by grade, by math subject, early math, arithmetic, algebra, pre-calculus. Man, what do you do at pre-calculus? Differential equations, trigonometry, pre-algebra. Okay, math by grade level, kindergarten. You want your kid to start learning math. Okay, here it is. Here it is. You're not a math teacher. No. These are the best experts in the world that know how to do this now. These people have been around for a long time. They're not just some fly-by-night person, parachuting out, thinking they have something they're going to sell. No, these are just terrific people that have figured this out. About computing, you want about study computer programming, computer animation, computer science. Hour of Code. I don't know what that is, but arts and humanity, world history, U.S. history, art history. You're an artist and you want to know more about art history. Okay, don't go to the college or whatever. Try Khan Academy. Why? It's free. You can't beat that. Business and economics. What the hell is macroeconomics? Take a course. Entrepreneurship, microeconomics, finance and capital markets, whatever. See, all these are free, and that's what's cool about it, And that's what's happening in education. It is changing so much. We won't, to tell you the truth, in a few years, we're not going to pay $50,000 a year to go to college anymore because that's just stupid. We're doing that and we're all going broke. Kids are going broke. They're getting out with degrees, can't even get jobs or whatever. The average kid is getting making $25,000 a year, but he's got $30,000 in debt. That he has to take forever. And seniors even have so much college debt. Senior, that's another interesting thing. And make sure, call the Department of Education. Anybody trying to sell you, I'm going to help you with your college debt. No, they're going to get $300-400 from you and just show you a government program. So don't do that. And if you can't find that government program, make sure it's .edu. I guess it'd be all .govs, right? So make sure you got .govs, because otherwise somebody's making a buck out of something you could find for free. If you really get stuck, call your elected official, your congressman. They know all about it, and they want to help you because they're really worried now. Washington is in such turmoil. Everybody's worried as hell to get elected. So what they have to do now is do favors for you to make sure you vote for them because they're worried as hell out there. And that's how they get reelected, is by doing a favor for you, finding you some help, some information or whatever. So anything you want to do, you want to buy a house, start a business or whatever, call your Congress and see what they got for you. Because they could call the back door of all these departments and agencies and get that stuff for you. And speaking of how it's not going to be $50,000 a year, here, like Georgia Tech hooked up with another online course, platform that is now giving a master's in computer science for $7,000. That's Georgia Tech. That's one of the biggest technology schools in the world. $7,000 for a master's degree. You're going to spend, $50,000 to $100,000 at most big colleges, and there probably won't even be anywhere near the credential, that Georgia Tech has, And that's what's important. Knowing alternatives. And that's what we don't know about in life. And that's right. These kinds of things, this is the kinds of things I put in when you're looking, the report I do for where you live will show you 299 sources of extra money to live on, or things like this. See, this is extra money to get trained, to get a better job. Do you know about these programs? See, that's what I'm going to do. They're not magic, they're on the internet, but where the hell are they, And I've been studying these for 40 years, and that's what I do, is try to accumulate them and make things useful for people who have important things to do in life. And that's the important thing. There's always another way to do it. Like I was talking on one of my talk services, a woman wanted to call up and looking for money for school to study herbal medicine and stuff like that, because she wanted to start a business in the herbal medicine business. So I said, yes, you may be able to do that, but if you're starting a business in herbal medicine, but first you're thinking about going to school to study herbal medicine, man, that's going to take you years right before you start a business. And who knows if that business is going to work or not, right? Who knows if there's a market or not, right? Nobody knows. So why spend all those years trying to learn something and then try to figure out if you could sell it? No. Go the other way, because if you can't sell it, why the hell learn it, right? So what I said, okay, now what to do is learn the industry if there's a way for you to sell something in this. Okay, how are you going to learn that? Okay, well that way you call up anybody selling something similar and say, hey, let me do some marketing for you, okay? Anything. I'll call distributors, I'll figure out on the internet or whatever, and you don't pay me, but just give me a percentage of what I could bring into your business and your herbal medicine or whatever the heck you're selling. And they'll all do that. Like, you want to sell my stuff, I'll give you half the money. Right, exactly. Because it's like a bookstore. Anybody who sells something for me, I'll give you half the money that I don't have to worry about. That's what retailer does. So that's why you could approach these people and do that. And they call it something like an affiliate program and things like that. But now, see, if you have herbal medicine, you're finding out how these things are sold. And if there is something there for you to start a business at, you're learning from the marketing end, not from the from the knowledge of the product end. Man, that's going to take you forever. And then you still don't know if it's going to sell. So why waste the time? To me, it's almost like, my favorite saying is, why buy a dress before you get asked to the prom? So make sure you want to do this business. Make sure you know that there's a way for you to make money at this business. And the way to do that is work with somebody who's in the business. And you say they won't hire you? Yeah, you're probably right, but you don't want to be hired. You want to make them money. Yeah, and that's what you want to do. And any entrepreneur wants that kind of help, right? And so maybe you have to call 20 people before you get a bite, but what the hell? So it takes you a day. What'd you do yesterday? Did you get anything like that? No. So I thought you take a day out, sit down on the phone and call, hey, let me be, trying to drum up sales for you. That's why you learn the business, but with the right motivation. Yeah. And you can get a master's degree at Georgetown. Oh, I didn't read that, how much that was. Somebody's saying no. Well, thanks for putting up. Look at that, that's 20 minutes. I thought this was going to be 10 minutes. I can't shut up, can I? Okay, so if there's something I can do for you, it's lesco.com/talk. That's for a few minutes. Off the top of my head, I tell you where to get the best free money and help to do anything. You want to do the research, like in the things I was talking about today. I show you 200 programs, either for starting a business or just paying your expenses, or for real estate too, or what was it? Oh, the free one. Yeah, here's the free one. Go to lesco.com/5free. I send you this great report. It's a whole study that shows you all the websites that help you for free to get free information. Then you don't have to spend a nickel with me, ever. Good night, good. Thanks for putting up with whatever's going on here.